your choir won't. But it sounds good. It looks good on paper, that's for sure.
Like the night walk versus the day walk.
Yeah, night walk is definitely intimidating for some reason. Don't ask me why it's intimidating to walk at night. Of course, the production crew, Peacock Productions, does an amazing job, and they lit it up like it was daytime. They did an incredible job. But there's something eerie about waiting until nighttime. Again, they light it up so well. I mean, they made this city look amazing on TV around the world.
Before today's walk, you said that this was your biggest challenge yet. Now that you've completed it, how does it compare in terms of difficulty to Grand Canyon, to Niagara Falls?
You know, I try not to compare them because the dangers are all the same. In the end, if I fall, I die. So I try not to compare them, but you know, they all have their own challenges. What I learned from the Grand Canyon was that I better train even harder than I ever did before, which is what I did for this. I learned I needed to spend more time in the gym, I needed to spend more time on the wire, and be ready. And I really felt confident coming here. The Grand Canyon, it wasn't that I didn't feel confident, but there were a couple times where I went, holy crap, I should have trained more. Even though I've spent hours a day on the wire, I thought, I just didn't feel like I was, there was times where I went down and knelt down on that wire, which you all saw, with gusts of, I found out 51 miles an hour. I thought it was 48, but 51 mile an hour gusts, Jim told me yesterday, while I was crossing the Grand Canyon. I went down to that wire and went, how embarrassing is it going to be if I have to grab onto this wire and hold on and wait for help? And I thought, I never want to be put in that position, so you better train and prepare properly. And that's what I did for this walk, and that's why I was able to go into it confidently. And the blindfold, just spending the amount of time. In training, as I was training, my grandmother came to watch practice. Now, she is old school circus performer through and through. And she watched me walk blindfolded. Now, mind you, I'm training about 36 feet up in the air. So it's still dangerous. And I walked across blindfolded, and she goes, yeah, now do something. In her German accent. I mean, what do you mean do something? I just walked across this blindfolded. Yeah, I want you to kneel down, do something. That's not impressive to me. So I challenged myself, and I walked back, and as I walked back, I knelt down. It was good for me. It was respecting her, so it was good for her. But it also built confidence in me, knowing, hey, if you have a problem, kneel down. I practiced walking backward blindfolded. If there's a problem, you can back in. Just preparing for anything that I might have to face. And that's really how I can go into any of these events confidently, is knowing that I've been trained, or that I have trained, and that I'm prepared. You know, training for the blindfold, I would train down low, a couple feet off the ground, and my family would come and shake that wire. They'd push me way more than 40, 50 mile an hour gusts. Although I definitely, on Halloween night, am very happy that I wasn't on the wire.
This is for Chinese media. Are you planning to walk anywhere in China?
You know what? I love walking a wire. I'll walk a wire anywhere in the world if I get the opportunity.
How long are you giving yourself to celebrate this, and when are you getting on the wire again next?
Couple hours. I got another wire I'll be getting on in a few hours. No, I'm just kidding. I will celebrate. I'll be on a wire. From here, I'll spend all day tomorrow doing local media and thanking the city and everybody that was a part of this. And then I'll go to New York City and do a couple days of media. And then I'll go back to Florida, and on Thursday I'll get back on a wire. I'm training a new troupe to do the 7-person pyramid on the wire. The 7-person pyramid. The 7-person pyramid on the wire, which my family did. There's a long history in our family. 1962, my family was performing the 7-person pyramid, and it collapsed, and 2 of my family members were killed, and 1 of my uncles was paralyzed. We're recreating that pyramid. So I'm training a new troupe to do that. So I'll be on a wire Thursday for 4 or 5 hours, and from then on 6 days a week until I perform that in February.
Oh, yeah.
Although I'm taking some time off because me and my wife are celebrating our 15-year anniversary. And when we got married, we couldn't afford a wedding, so we got married at the courthouse. So we have been blessed, and we will now have a full wedding ceremony January 4th to celebrate 15 years, and very, very excited to do that. Yes, sir?
Now that you've completed Chicago, even though New York turned you down, are you going to keep trying?
You know, I will answer that in 2 ways. New York never turned me down. The commissioner, the police commissioner, answered the media the day after I got off the Grand Canyon and said that he wouldn't allow me to walk because of the safety of the public. If I was the police commissioner, it was Ray Kelly. He's not there anymore. If I was the police commissioner and I got a camera put in my face and said, we let Nik Wallenda walk, I would do the same thing because that's what I'm paid to do. I would never put the public in harm's way, which we proved here tonight. They weren't under me, they weren't in the area. So the city didn't officially turn us down. It's something that is an ongoing process. Niagara Falls took changing 2 laws, changing legislation in 2 countries that was over 100 years old to get permission. I live by 3 words, never give up. I'll be walking in New York City.
Did you choose Chicago Bears bye week on purpose?
Oh, you know what? All of that has to do with scheduling, and that really is other people that deal with that stuff. But absolutely, Chicago Bears were playing tonight. I probably wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been walking.
And also, could you help Jay Cutler with his footwork?
I would love to help Jay Cutler with his footwork. Yes.
You obliterated your practice grounds in Sarasota. Were you just kind of gang at it or something?
You know, I think when you get nervous, when you get nervous, you talk faster. When I get nervous on the wire, I walk faster. People, you would think the opposite. Oh, there's winds, there's issues, so he's going to slow down. And I said this from the beginning. If there's winds hitting my face, and if it doesn't feel just right, I'm getting my butt across that wire, and that's all I care about, getting from point A to point B. So I really think it had more to do with that than anything. I've walked the wire my whole life, so yeah, I can talk, and I can, go back and forth with people, my dad and the commentators, but that doesn't mean I'm not nervous, and that doesn't mean that the risks aren't the same. And that wire was moving a little funky because the way it was stabilized, the wire was dancing a little bit, and I was really worried that it was going to build up a rhythm, and I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to mess with it, I'm just going to get across.
When you go out with your family later, are you going to
take out any sort of special insurance for yourself?
Do I have to take out special insurance? No, I mean, my whole life is about special insurance, that's for sure.
when you go out with your family later, do you talk about the walk? Do you discuss?
The reason why Allstate was a sponsor is because I own part of Allstate.
Do you discuss the walk later with your family, or now is it done, over with, you want to focus on it?
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it. I mean, look, every time I do a walk, I sit down with my core team, my dad, my uncle, my family, and say, here's what went right, here's what went wrong, how do we do it better? In every aspect, from working with the city, making sure things are done smoothly, we don't, inhibit the city, or, it's very important to me. That wire went up in the middle of the night. It went up overnight. You were driving to work the next morning, it was up. It's very important to me that I don't get in people's way, and that my team doesn't get in people's way. So we talk about every aspect of it. How do we make sure the public's safe? All of that stuff is extremely important to me, and that everybody is happy at the end of an event. That Marina City Towers, that they're thrilled with everything. Leo Burnett Building has been amazing to work with, but that they're happy with everything that happened. And if there's something that's wrong, we'll make it right, and we'll learn from that and make sure it doesn't happen again.
What happened with the bullhorn?
I don't know. I'll have to find out. That wasn't my team, though. It was supposed to be provided to my team.
You proposed to your wife on a rope. What are some of the other things you've done on a tightrope?
I have 9 Guinness World Records as of tonight. I have rode a bicycle on a wire. I have, of course, we do pyramids on the wire. I lay down